Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to alephnullxdd's demo review. This is a hopefully soon-to-be series where we take a look at a demo and analyze the positives and also the negatives of a player or even potentially a team's game, generally speaking. So today we're going to be taking a look at the gameplay of the fairly notable Twitter personality Cucumberous112. He has around 1,800 followers, almost 1,900, and sometimes appears within Elisa Espo. But if you do know him at all, you would also know that he's a pretty competent Counter-Strike player, and he has a lot of hours. And this is his Twitter profile, of course. He's posted some bangers, and this is his faceit profile. So we're going to be checking out a faceit game of his because I think there's some valuable insight to be had from his gameplay. It's a game that happens on Ancient. I'm not going to show the scoreline or the stats for Cucumber because it does appear here, but because I don't know, I think it's more fun this way, that it comes as a bit of a surprise, but it is pretty good, don't worry. It is pretty good. It's not going to be a demo where he plays badly, and here it is, faceit stats, 2.6k elo as well, and yeah, some interesting statistics. One thing I want to point out is the headshot percentage. I will preface that he is actually a rifler as well. So we're going to be looking at a kind of a player that's cut from the same cloth as Sontix in a way. So that might sound like something that's not very interesting or to some people, but I think there's a lot of lessons that we can take away from a player such as that, especially if he has a lot of success, because they have to almost compensate for that in a different way. So yeah, enough yapping. Let's just get into the demo. As I said before, it happened on the Ancients. And I think two things that we want to take a look at is, first of all, you should be playing within the cave area. And I think two things I want to take a look at specifically, as the timeout comes in, is, again, because of his low headshot percentage, how he makes himself difficult to hit. Because when you aren't really a player that goes for the headshot a lot, you have to kind of make up for that, of course, in another way. And one of the more common ways is that players such as this, they focus a lot more on making themselves more difficult to hit. So, you know, because if they don't, they would get headshotted by headshot machines. So yeah, I think we want to take a look at a lot of the movement and sort of the jiggling and generally just how they manage to sort of weave and dodge around bullets. And also, as another timeout comes in, gives me plenty of time to keep yapping and build some sort of introduction to this demo. is also just the general decision making from someone who should be a fairly aggressive cave player. I'm going to skip forward because I'm running out of things to talk about, and I kind of just want to get into the game. In fact, another timeout, and even another timeout. I think someone's having quite an extensive toilet break, as we finally do now get into the game. Okay, Cucumber. I'm going to start with the triple B pistol stack, and he's in fact someone that I do play with a lot. Now he's going to have to face the full cave push as well. The smoke drop, though, this is actually a pretty solid way to hold off any sort of pistol cave push. Just to have the dualies put down the smoke, and you can see this is completely halted the progress of the T's here. You generally have to find some other avenue within. Picking this very close corner as well. You just spot the first player, does get the body shot kill as well. That's classic from Cucumber, as we said before. And now changing up the position. So just, of course, changing to the other corner. Just trying to stay not too predictable. And seems to be a fairly clean pistol around here, so we got a very important piece of block utility, really. He's not even going to push up with his teammate, he's just going to wait here. Playing it ultra safe. Wanted to try and follow up and try and trade out Yatsu. Doesn't end up doing it. Actually, still not too willing to push in that situation. Of course, a bit of a risky play to go through the small, very tight doorway within the cave, and instead opts for this corner. This setup actually isn't too bad. You can easily get a nice trade here, kind of a bait and switch, but it won't matter in this case as Shaigen, I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but he's going to get the last frag, so yeah. It's a pretty solid way to hold cave, just put out the smoke, and of course if they're gonna try and contest through it, they would have to get munched up by the 30 bullets on hand from both of the pistols. As we get another timeout, there's plenty of these on display. We're just going to skip through this one. I can't be arsed to wait even longer. And we're going to get straight into another round. MP9 had a bit of utility. Actually not too much lane utility being thrown. It seems like teammate will throw that instead. And this nade as well. Pretty decent, pretty standard. I'm just going to try and get some info towards the lane area. So, of course, as the cave player, your job is to hold this area of the map, of course. But you want to be trying to take some peeks down the lane area as well to try and stay somewhat mobile. And on this anti-eco, Cucumber team have actually done a great job of taking this mid control, but this pick actually gets given over. Little Tech 9 running up the ramp. Cucumber deals with them pretty well. You can just see how clean that frag is. Just the 4 bullets almost connecting straight into the body. And even if he doesn't get the headshot, the spray control is just perfect enough in this situation that he actually takes down the opposition player pretty quickly. I don't know how much damage was dealt exactly. I guess I can go ahead and check. Of course, no armor, but it's still very clean kill, really. I mean, yeah. And, of course, it doesn't look like a lot, but I think a lot of other players would kind of struggle a lot more to finish off a frag like that cleanly if they don't get a headshot, you know, struggle with the spray control of the MP9 or something along those lines. So, let's skip forward again. And still sticking to this MP9. And yeah, you want to be peeking a little bit down the lane. You of course can go for plenty of wall bangs as well. A lot of IGLs like to play within the cave as Cucumber gets pushed down by Steel on the AK. The jumping MP9 can be very effective as well. And, oh, the wall bang as well. Just as I mentioned it, that's beautiful indeed. The lineup coming through, a flash onto the lane as well. He's not going to stop immediately as they start to be aggressive down the lane. Cucumber looking for more, and again, just look at the sort of trademark movement and aim here. You can just kind of just see on the way he plays. I think he has a very sort of unique. Oh, sorry about that. I think he has a very unique way of aiming, and a very sort of identifiable kind of, I don't know, just some sort of like aiming or mechanical style. As unfortunately, it does go down to this player here, Hayrit, with the 3k in the round. He's not going to expect Yamsu within the corner. That means that they do convert the round. Beautiful from Cucumber, especially that. I'm not going to comment on that craft. Especially that that wall bang on the lane as well. Beautiful, beautifully played indeed. But just kind of like I don't know. He has a very certain sort of aura to how he sort of like how his mouse moves or how he moves around. I think it's very interesting, and I think it definitely lends himself well in certain situations. So now he's going to be on the M4. No kit though, but it's probably because they do have a couple of kits on the team as well. Every little bit of money does help, especially in a pretty brutal CT economy as has been within recent years, as they try and contest towards cave as well. Oh, Cucumber Wall banged a little bit there. Even thought that maybe a player had passed past his angle. Now, since they do manage to get themselves within the cave, he has to block at this fairly shallow position. And we've got a lot of T's on the enemy side here. Oh, he's going to try and sneak within the smoke. This is somewhat of a common play. A lot of spam, a lot of action. Cucumber's going to try and play within the chaos of this. But of course, when you do give up this cave space, you're going to have to go for a play like this. Yansu does trade out. Unfortunate. Just a bit of a... like goddamn crap. Just a bit of an unfortunate engagement there on the smoke fade as well. Just getting shot through the edge of the pillar as well, or the edge of the wooden board. Can be an unfortunate sort of fate as a cave player. But you could see, you know, they had to commit a lot of players to dealing with Cucumber in his position to flush him out, so not too bad in the end. Maybe you could argue he could have fought a little bit more, sort of aggressively, or been less timid in some way, but of course you're putting your life on the line, and it's not exactly a very advantageous position. Anyway, here comes the eco out. Cucumber is going to actually pick up that frag on Anagate. Most of the work done by Arnie on his team, but it's actually not too bad. I mean, getting one frag, maybe even taking away an AK could be definitely great for the economy. Cucumber is not going to try and stop at that. He's actually going to try and pick up from the lane, and two players being spotted here, one of them spamming. He's actually going to catch him off guard. Looking for the third one as well, and he's going to catch him as well. Very solid 5-7 work. And again, it's not like insanely flashy kills, just very solid aim. Just uncomplicated. And this engagement as well, like the way he's able to kind of, I mean, I'm even going to slow it down a bit. The way he's even kind of been able to dodge the bullets in a way with his movement and dodge the aim punch as well. It's actually really impressive. I'm pretty impressed with it. And whenever I play with him myself, like I can just notice these duels like that exactly, where the opponent just can't really hit him somehow. It's just like some sort of movement, the way he jiggles and avoids these bullets. It's actually really impressive. Unfortunately, the rest of his team has gone down here, so he needs to finish the job that he himself started. He's gonna catch one more, even catching a great timing with his nade out. And even gonna catch the last one as well, trying to sneak through the smoke. Beautifully played from Cucumber as well. And he sneaks through smoke to kill a player, and then he also kills a player trying to sneak through smoke himself. So he's able to be a smoke criminal and also arrest one. That's beautifully played as well. But, you know, I don't know. It's just, I'm very impressed by this sort of ability to make yourself difficult to hit. And I think he does it really well. So that's part of the reason why I wanted to watch this demo. He's gonna nade onto the lane, throwing under the tree. It's a classic method. And this time he's actually gonna molly the cave as well. So staying a little bit dynamic here with the util. Of course, if you throw the same util every single round, you would, you know, the opponents are gonna figure out what you're doing really, and they're gonna be able to adapt to it. And sort of learn to avoid the utility. Cucumber, these information jiggles, waiting for this engagement as well. Look at the cross vision here, so low. Just going for the solid fright. Beautifully handled that fight as well. And now looking for the ramp player as well, who has actually tried to lurk up a little bit, but along with CGen, he's gonna take out Steel on the ramp. So well handled there. Another 2K, another multi-frag. 4v2 established. And even a third one. Beautiful. Now taking part in the spam fights as well. It's just very solid cave fighting there. Of course, how they deal with the sort of pestering B-lurk as well, who was throwing a lot of that utility. Now making a rotation towards red as they have 2 on B, but the player being spotted within T-spawn means that Cucumber decides to rotate back in this certain situation. Of course, so little time offered, so the T player kind of has to try and push forward, but he's not going to be able to do too much. 5-1. That's 3k for Cucumber. But yeah, you can see a lot of the decision making. Is he actually going to use his AK? You know, okay, I don't care. Yeah, sure. That word is beautiful, isn't it? No, okay, he's not going to decide to do it, but it is a nice craft, isn't it? No, I'm joking. It's not. No. Anyway, back to the game. This util set being used again. I'm guessing he's going to molly in front as well. Yep. And it's important to try and get this on the fly. Unfortunately, it does get taken out by the Tech-9. So in that one, he actually does pay the price of the quick and swift Tech-9 push. Unfortunate for him. You can see the idea again. Trying to get a lot of that nade damage and save the Molotov for another time, since he had especially used the Molotov to stop pushes earlier on. I think that nade even did pretty decent amount of damage. Yeah, you can see even Ivan took pretty significant amount of utility damage, but unfortunately, just, you know, sometimes you're not always gonna win that fight. And the Tech-9 is a pretty overpowered weapon, so yeah. When you're as aggressive as him, you're sometimes just gonna lose those duels, so they convert the round anyway. And now going on to another gun round as they keep this CT side going. So I'm guessing that they will molly this time. Yeah, here comes the Molotov. Not a nade either though, so they're actually gonna try and advance again. Cucumber playing a slightly different position at this time around. I'm not going quite as aggressive. Oh wow, that is... I think I was over the top with the ramp smoke. Cucumber, oh, can't quite double up on that occasion. It's even Tor again with his... what should you say? Interesting AK. Maybe you could even argue a provocative AK. So a little bit of trading going the way of the T side here onto Cucumber. So he's going to have to adapt the way he plays in those situations, perhaps. And this is actually going to be a round that they lose, I think, as well. So let's see what kind of adjustments he makes. Of course, a classic here would be to pull out a nade and a molly and like dump even more utility, or go on to the AUG. This is an interesting play. This weapon, of course, can be very effective at long range. Yeah, we're going to see molly and a nade now being used. Player actually going through it instead, but now a boost on top of the box. This is, of course, often paired with the player playing directly below where Cucumber would be playing. But instead, it's only Cucumber around with this trusty AUG. But this setup can work pretty well to get a solid hole within the cave. Let's see what the T-side do to this. Oh my god, what a peek. Okay, you can't say too much to that. That is just a brilliant adjustment. And Cucumber, he was on the angle, he was ready to take them head on, but they just hit a beautiful shot. Shijen is still in this round, actually. That's a nice lineup for him. She flashes the delay even further. Only one player on the B-bomb site, but a nice frag from Seal on the mid-lurk. Yansu alone. That is a beautiful shot, in fact. Oh my god, even jumps a bit right at the end, maybe from the excitement of a frag such as that. And then 1v1 commences. A Molotov and a nade, but no kit. And the player hiding in within the cave, clearing out the pillar. He's afforded time to lurk up on the B-bomb site. Try and get closer and closer and encroach on that bomb, as he's gonna spot the player hiding in the corner, clearing his lines. Diligent work. And that actually means that they end up getting the round. You can see that assist, probably caused by the utility damage. Cucumber, even when he doesn't have direct impact, still helping out the team. So, yeah. The cave control has been going the way of the T side so far. So, again, let's see what Cucumber and Shijen can cook up on this B-bomb side to counter this. Not too much utility being offered this time. And a molly being thrown as well. Cucumber being a little bit more aggressive, picking up this off angle. He's going to throw the flash as well, anticipating the push coming out. The mid hold has actually gone better for the CT side this time around. And 2 within the cave side. The jump spot around the corner does spawn out Cucumber, but then the assistance from mid, and Cucumber's mid only. MP9 itself holds strong. And this time around, they're able to hold this this annoying and fairly successful cave, or sort of claim to cave by the T side. So beautiful work. Nice from VSQ as well. It's very helpful for the cave player to make a play such as he does here after he, of course, takes down the mid player here. This is a very interesting smoke from the T side, by the way. Actually kind of affords VSQ this play, I imagine, as he's going to smoke. Yep. And then, of course, it's very helpful to make this play and help out the hole in the cave, jumping up the lane. And, yeah, you can really, if you have a player jumping on the box here, and then also a player fighting from cave, it can be really difficult for the T side. But, of course, the problem is that you might not always have the mid control to do that. And you might even, you know, get a lot of teams will actually smoke out that position on the T side themselves, so they can actually get up the lane and they won't be harassed too much by the CT side from the top of the boxes. Now 8-2, very solid CT side, and some great moments from Cucumber. Looking for even more as we head deeper into the half. And a 2-3 split coming in, the mid lurk being taken out immediately, but then the B push comes in. So this is a very important fight for Cucumber to win, and he does in fact get it. Now just falling back to stay alive, a wall bang as well, putting a little bit more pressure, even a little peek there, just to keep the T's fixated on the cave position. And this is exactly what you want to be doing when you're in a retake as a cave player. It's just putting that pressure, keeping their attention on you, not letting them get too much space without having to worry about you. And he's very well played as well. Even though he gets only 1 frag, just the sort of responsibility, you could say, that the T side has to have, just to have you in mind, just have you sort of occupying rent-free in their head, you could say. Just them knowing, okay, there's a guy in cave, I gotta watch out. Even if you don't make an aggressive play or you peek at all, just that sort of, just you being there, that presence you have, they're always going to be afraid of that. And that can really make it a lot more difficult to hold on to the bomb site in an afterplan situation. Cucumber now with an AK, he's going to hurt that burning surely, so he knows there's going to be a player up close looking for this engagement. Surely he peeks in front of the flash. It doesn't even need to, actually. He just picks up that very close angle. And you can see the positioning. Anege is just not ready for it at all. It seems that Steel has completely given up as well. And it's a nice round. It seems to be a nice round as well. Although they have lost the A bomb site, so now Cucumber needs to make a play from heaven. There is a mid lurk here. He needs to be very careful. He's being very careful to clear it though. And that's beautiful. Hear it. Not really. It looked like he was ready for that, but just the way that Cucumber cleared it again, just slowly be very careful, and then the reaction shot as well. That's beautiful. Didn't expect Steel at all, but the reflexes kicking in to assist him in there, and then you can pour within the smoke. This has been his nemesis within the cave. He has to beat him in this one. The Molotov actually won't spread, so he can get on the bomb if he wants to, but he doesn't need to. He will take down Eventor instead. And the 4K for Cucumber as he secures 10 rounds in double digits on the CT side. 19-5. Beautiful half from the man. But I think this is a really interesting first engagement I think I want to take a look at here, where like you can see the position that Cucumber picks up. Anege is just not ready for it at all. Like, he's so up close. Like, even with the jump spot, he doesn't spot it at all. So it's a very like nice play, I think, because the molly helps out a lot in keeping him away. Like, you can see where Cucumber is right now, and he doesn't see him at all. Like, he doesn't spot him at all with that jump spot. So like being this up close helps out Cucumber a lot. Like, I'm not sure even Cucumber even knows that he tried to jump spot in this situation. I think, yeah, he saw the edge of him there, but Anige just had no chance in that engagement because of how close Cucumber was. So again, just like this positioning, just this movement, like making yourself difficult to hit and getting that like solid spray to give them a low amount of time to take him out. It all like combines to make Cucumber a very feared opponent in these engagements, despite not like having insane headshot aim or anything like that. Like, and I think it's a good testament to how you can be a great player without needing some sort of otherworldly mechanical ability. Like, you can definitely. I think players like Soltex have proven it very well. It's very impressive. And this is very well played as well. Cucumber just staying patient. Even Tor, of course, with the smoke being deployed, has to make a move because it's not planted for him, and his Molotov's not going to do jack due to the smoke. Cucumber knows this, so he just waits for even to step into his own grave. And now, gonna see, looks like cave-centric. Of course, the player peeking up from lane. 3 players, in fact, actually within middle, but this is gonna make the B retake a necessity for the CT side, especially with the T side, or Cucumber's team in this case, already being on double digits. C-Gen with a double. Cucumber on the dualies on the T side. Actually got them dropped over, in fact, so resources being put into the green vegetable. And even takes down a low health player on the other side as well. Let's go for the last one as well. That's nice spray control on the dualies. Not a lot of players actually know exactly like how to spray with the dualies. But I think it's, I recommend definitely trying to learn it because it can be a very effective weapon on the CT side if you want to hold tight choke points or positions like where you are close range and would benefit from having a lot of ammunition. The dualies are great for positions such as that, so yeah, learning to spray with them can be very effective indeed, and helping out in these pistol rounds because the USP isn't as good as it used to be, and the dualies are being used more and more on the CT side. So now Cucumber with the PP Bison rushing through the donut, even going into red room now. He's not stopping at all. He's gonna hear these donut players as well. Just gonna try and farm out even more frags on this very sort of unique SMG. Like, we don't see it too often, but it of course has the benefit of having an absurd amount of a magazine capacity, right? 64 bullets on offer. Steel, he's gonna give it the good old try, but with a combination of VSQ's Mac 10 2K and a classic Cucumber PB Bison rush, means that they do reach match points. And now Cucumber even using the MP9, so yeah, very solid stuff here. As they're gonna go for the straight B rush. Actually blinded in the first engagement. He's gonna jump around the corner, and oh my god, the SMG is coming up the ramp. We're unstoppable in that position. 1 health on Cucumber as well. Oh, look at the amount of utility being dumped into the cave to flash out that player. That's actually beautiful. The double nade with the molly. The cave player had no chance of staying alive. And now on 1 health, Cucumber has to kind of get a first shot bullet kill, you would think. But again, Hairrat's not expecting that angle. And it's just such a, like, it's such a clean spray. Just the 4 bullets in the body. It's enough to get such a fast kill that the opponent doesn't have a chance to, like, really react in this situation. Like, you can see he starts to run down the cave. Of course, this player, run down the nade, excuse me. Of course, this player is a bit tilted, so he's not going to clear all these positions. But, like, he doesn't even have enough time to capitalize on Cucumber's 1 health, so yeah, it means that, again, even though it isn't, you know, insane headshot aim, it's still incredibly quick. Like, it's not like Cucumber takes a long time to take down his opponents. Even if he prefers going for the bigger part of the opponents, so to speak. So yeah, I want to go back a little bit in the demo. I want to go back to the round where he had a 5-7. I think that's this round here. And again, like, I just want to emphasize, like, his ability to make himself hard to hit. I think that's the main lesson we can take from this one. Like, this fight as well. Like, you can just see he almost pre-fires around the corner. Of course, he has a lot of teammates helping him out in this engagement. Like, the way he spots the player first and then, like, starts to pre-fire it. So, like, his time to damage is even lower. It's that little bit of a difference that makes it, makes his frags just that slightly faster. Just a little bit lower time to kill. And it gives him an advantage. So in this one as well, he's going out of the cave, catches this player in the back. And then also this player on the ramp. Like, you just can't quite get that, like, easy spray in the body because of the way that Cucumber is moving around and making himself a difficult target to hit. Hey, let's look at it again. Yeah, it's beautiful. In that situation as a T, you almost, like, can't really commit to a spray because you're not able to hit him immediately. I'm kind of, maybe I'm overvaluing this a little bit. Maybe you could even say that he's, like, Cucumber's being fortunate, like, or fortunate, I should rather say, like, being a little bit lucky to avoid the bullets this well. But I still think it's, like, he does this consistently enough to where there's definitely something to be, like, gained from this. And, yeah, I think, especially in CS2, this kind of method of trying to avoid bullets and you know, making your fights, making their fights as difficult as possible when you're in an engagement, it's such an important thing in today's game. So Cucumber does it so well that, yeah, it's something that's to be highlighted for sure. So yeah, that was this faceit demo of Cucumber. He ended up dropping 24 frags with 8 deaths. A massive performance, you could say. And yeah, he got that faceit dub, as one could say. But yeah, I'm just a huge fan of that gameplay, that asset of his game, and the way he's able to squeeze out every ounce of advantage he can in engagements in those kind of duels. And I think it makes him a very capable player. So that's why I made this demo review. So yeah, make their fights difficult when you're fighting them. Like, make yourself, try and dodge, try and be Neo or Cucumber. Try and be Neo from the Matrix, or Cucumber from the Counter-Strike 2 Twitter community. So yeah, that's all I really have to say. If you have a suggestion for another player I could do a demo review, or another team, or if you want me to do a demo review of you, feel free to let me know. And just going to say thanks for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed, and hopefully you learned a little bit from this very capable Finnish rifler.